Back, it's time for the beautiful game, and it's going to be a great one. I have Edgar and Mary, of course, here with me. How are you doing, guys? Good morning.
We're doing great. Good morning.
All right. Okay. We are proponents of locality. You understand? Support Nigeria to grow Nigeria. Ask them now which Nigeria club do they support. Edgar, which Nigeria club do you support?
Shooting Stars.
Shooting Stars. You see when he clicked his detail,
Eyimba United. Eyimba United.
Eyimba, there's no United after Eyimba.
Them or it's just that you like them.
These are the names I know.
No. So do you know Shooting Stars?
Yeah, the Shooting Stars.
Okay.
You
should know the one of
there's one of MFM, something.
There's no United after Eyimba. It's Eyimba FC.
There's no United, yes.
But they play together. I didn't know United.
Yeah. Have you heard of Sporting?
They play together. They're United now.
Sporting. You know there's Sporting Lisbon?
Yeah, Sporting CP.
Okay. All right. There's Sporting Lagos. That's definitely what Mary was referring to. But let's just talk about the MPFL. In the Nigerian Premier Football League, Shooting Stars, which Edgar just mentioned, maintained their unbeaten streak after they were held to a 1-1 draw by Plateau United in Jos. Shooting Stars maintained second position on the log with 37 points from 21 games. Kano Pillars and Bayelsa United battled to a goalless draw at the Sani Abacha Stadium. At the Umuahia Township Stadium, Abia Warriors defeated Aqua United 2-0. In a way, Rivers United faltered once again in the title race, going down 2-0 to Heartland. Elsewhere, Nasarawa United beat Niger Tornadoes 2-0 at the Lafia City Stadium. So, Shooting Stars are doing quite well. They had a good peak and all of that. Heartland are the defending champions, and one thing that's quite peculiar about Nigerian League is that they rarely, in recent times, defend their title. So the best thing, Aqua United was before before Heartland. After Aqua, and then somehow the team that wins even does badly the next season. Yeah. There's just one cycle.
It's actually become a trend now that you mention it. I wonder why I didn't even put that in mind.
Okay.
So the moment you win, it's like you just decide that, okay, let somebody else win, or it's not possible for you to win again.
Okay,
and then they just
we'll continue a bit on this. I'll take a time. But like I said, we have blood on the dance floor for today. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this very short recess. All right, welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. Now, Mary, just before we took a very short recess, Mary, we're talking about the local league and how the continuity when it comes to winning and not maintaining.
Fact, yes. When you mentioned it, I started thinking about the fact that there used to be a time when you see local leagues win it like back-to-back, especially during the time of Eyimba, like back-to-back. But then ever since about, I think, 3-4 years now, when someone wins it, the following year, in fact, they struggle.
They struggle.
Literally, it's not a case of, okay, you're staying top 3 or top. They struggle.
They struggle, yeah, and exactly. That's
I find it really worrisome. I hadn't thought of it that way until you mentioned it.
Generally, our way of life as Nigerians affects basically everything. What is wrong with our football is the same thing that is wrong with us as Nigerians. We don't have the maintenance culture. So you're talking about, look, someone said becoming first or getting to the first position is not as hard as staying there.
Yeah.
When you are not first, there's something to look forward to, something that you can beat. What has this guy done? Okay, let me go better. But now you are there. What's coming up? You need an extra level of mental resilience. And that's where we have, even as a country. I mean, look, I'm looking at Third Mainland Bridge now, and I'm thinking about it. Okay, they'll talk about the lights, yes. Yeah. If we know that the solar panels cannot stay up until a particular time, why don't we add more capacity to them? So just a lot. It affects our football a lot, and it's our lifestyle. It affects our football.
I think I'm going to do a lot of more. I'm going to go into Nigerian Nigerian football. I'm going to start with Shooting Stars. I'm going to start with them. I'm going to join them and support them and watch their football because shooting, anything Shooting Stars.
Okay, so something happened yesterday, and these two have been eating. Actually, they are going to turn off their mics now because they are not going to be part of this particular video, because I don't know why you come on air and you say you're a fan of a particular club. But see what happened yesterday. Yesterday was blood on the dance floor. They beat you male, beat you female. In fact, if it was transgender, they would beat you.
3-4.
Because this was what happened earlier in the day at about 2 p.m. Arsenal were up against Man City, and this was the time was Man City's home, and it was the females. And they whooped them 4-3.
Yeah.
Wow. Before the later one.
At home.
At
home.
It was actually quite a tough one because Arsenal started with a 2-0 lead, and then next thing it was a 2-2 draw. Yeah, and then next 3-3 again.
3-3,
before Arsenal now managed to win.
Now let's get to the one that these guys cannot wait to talk about, because there's something very petty. That's now very petty club. The match ended. They started playing, sit down.
Hey, be humble. Sit down.
Be humble.
Be humble.
I don't know why I don't have that clip.
Sit down.
Maybe before the end of the show,
Humble.
we'll use that at the end of the show. I'll get that clip.
Yes.
Arsenal were blaring, sit down, be humble, for a reason, just one person.
Music.
Erling Haaland, tell us about it. I know both of you are versed. What happened?
What happened was that when Arsenal played Man City at Etihad Stadium, and I think the match ended as a draw, when Man City equalized the goal, Haaland carried the ball and threw it on Gabriel's head.
Yeah.
Now,
that was what caused that confrontation.
Yeah, so after the match, they asked Gabriel and they said, okay, so Gabriel, what do you feel? How do you feel about that? And Gabriel said, you know what, we're waiting for them to come to our stadium. Now, the annoying part is that when the match had ended, Haaland went to Arteta and tapped him on the shoulder and said, be humble. That was embarrassing. That was
what
an
now
insult.
caused that confrontation.
See, to be honest with you, if I were Arteta after that match, I would have done a proper sliding on. I would slide in front of him after that match. I would go down.
Do you know what happened?
I'm serious.
It was Martin Skelly. You know what he did? Because something happened and he spoke about Haaland. Said it was Martin Skelly.
Yeah.
He scored and did the
He said,
Haaland
who are
celebration.
you? Haaland told Martin Skelly at the Etihad.
Last night I just took petty. I want to check out if I can take a look at a play-by-play. That was Partey's goal that you're seeing there. But let me get to Mary just before we get to this. Mary and Edgar, which of the goals, which one stood out for you? Which one? There were a lot of errors by Manchester City. It seems Pep is at his wit's end now. Which of the goals stood out for you?
All right.
It's
I
a
think
difficult
for
one,
me,
no?
it was at Oluwana Waneri.
Waneri.
No. I call him Oluwana Waneri. That goal was
that was the fifth
beautiful.
goal.
The fifth goal was amazing. For him to bend into the corner and curve the goal that way, just the same way Bukayo Saka does it, is beautiful. That was a beautiful goal. Beautiful.
Wow, that's it. And then for me, I'm actually struggling to decide. I loved Partey's goal.
Yes.
I also loved Skelly's. And I liked this one as well, the Waneri goal. So I loved every of the goals. And besides, each of them was impactful because we needed to score those goals.
I'm super excited that Odegaard actually scored early. I think he scored in the first minute. For like 3 minutes.
After 1 minute.
After
Haaland scored 50th minutes. Partey's goal was 56th minutes.
Wow.
Like, we did not come here to play. Let's do this. Bam. And the next thing, the goal started. Oh my goodness. The guys were
on the field that day, I would have scored. There is no
you're on the
way
field,
I would have scored.
Look at you.
I know now, incidentally, both of them are on air. They've come out as Arsenal fans.
What are you talking about?
Okay, sorry, you are not. But you see, the big thing about all of this is that, of course, when it comes to the title race now, we can almost confidently say that Manchester City are out of the title race. Now, Arsenal at the moment have reduced the point gap to 6. It's back to 6, even though they have one game more. They've played one game more than Liverpool. So the question is this to you guys: do you think Arsenal can contend for the title, as it were? You think so? What do you think?
To be honest, I don't think so. Like I said, they need to get new players during the transfer window. They need a striker.
Ends today.
Which ends today, apparently, So they need a striker. They need a right winger as well. I think the reason why they just won this match, in my opinion, is revenge. It was more about revenge and anger. I don't think they can keep that till the end of the season, if I'm being honest.
So I'm of a differing opinion. So it does seem like Arsenal, has always been close. And I feel like this just might be the season. Liverpool has had an early start, a good one. But for us to be so close to closing the gap, I think there's hope for Arsenal. It's the same way I'm actually really impressed by Nottingham Forest right now. But that's a different story. But Arsenal, I will not be surprised if they clinch the title this season. I would not be surprised at all.
Well, she said it all. She will not be surprised. It's 6 points. Liverpool, of course, played earlier on in the, on Saturday. Of course, they defeated Bournemouth. It was a 2-0 win for them. Mohamed Salah with both goals. Wonderful finesse second goal. Of course, after a penalty as the first one. And Manchester United, Mateta. It's Mateta United. It's no longer Manchester because Mateta came and desecrated the theatre of dreams, as it were. It is now a theatre of nightmares. Manchester United, Ruben Amorim, they are in big soup. All right, well, that's it on the beautiful game. Nice. Don't go anywhere. The first lap of the show is done right after this very, very quick timeout. We'll be back with the second lap.